Across the state remain frustrated after state health officials decided not to end the mask mandate, where in other indoor places other than schools, you no longer have to wear a mask if you are fully vaccinated. So here to discuss why students need the option to remove their masks while at schools is the founder of a group called Rooted Wings. Brittany Mayer is joining us live via Zoom. Brittany, nice to have you on Good Morning San Diego. How are you?
Good morning, Liz. I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. I wanted to ask you because your group is getting information out to many families and parents who are frustrated with what's going on. You're here to talk about ways parents can rightfully push back. Is that right?
That's right. Yeah, I agree with everything that we just saw that parents say regarding the San Francisco flip that we saw. Parents are frustrated, and not only are parents frustrated, but students are as well. We're seeing such a rise in the voice of our youth finally expressing their frustration at what has now been nearly 720 days of a state of emergency that has been largely burdened by our youth. And so our group, Rooted Wings, is here to support the efforts of the youth and the parents at this point to be rightly equipped to know their rights and to push back.
So what can parents do, and how can they better advise their kids?
Yeah, well, I want to start by just talking about the backdrop that we're currently sitting under. We have 9 million children under age 18 in California. And of that 9 million, we have currently 6,325 all-cause mortality between 2020 and 2022. So 6,325. Of that number, we have 69 deaths involving COVID in California under age 18. Again, that's the 2-year span. That leaves us with a mortality rate that our kids under 18 currently sit at 0.0007%. That's a statistic zero risk factor. And the fact that our kids are still being forced to put on masks is unacceptable, it's unethical, it's anti-constitutional and unlawful. So what parents can do now is we have such an incredible resource package available at Rooted.Wings on Instagram in our bio, where parents can take letters and print them out and actually walk them into their schools, to their districts, and basically tell them, we're not going to play any longer. It's been too long. There's no scientific justice for this anymore. It's a way that parents can be empowered to speak on behalf of their children and to advocate, because at this point, the government is not coming in to save anyone.
How do you respond to those school districts that say, look, we are going by what the state is mandating. It is not our decision to allow students to have the choice. How do you respond to those school districts?
I would say that the road to hell is paved by yes, sir, yes, ma'am, without critical thinking and blind obedience. And that's what we're seeing. The uptick we're seeing in suicide among our youth right now, the statistics are shocking. And to see that truly our kids are killing themselves much faster than COVID is should be a stark sobering for us at this point to realize something is not right. And it's kind of that story of like the wolf is coming. We're going to see baby caskets. We're going to see kids' caskets lining the street. It never happened. And we need to start looking at the reality now is that our children are being affected because of the misplaced fear of adults and because of our kids being used as pawns by a political machine. So the pushback is, the reality states that our kids are not at risk, and that 717 days is far too long, and that our drunken machine is not stopping anytime soon to save us. If anything, it's actually getting more and more intense against our children. The Smarter Plan that was just revealed by Gavin Newsom, it says that schools need to be prepared now for vaccine mandates that are going to be coming to our schools as a condition of in-person learning. The masks were a placeholder for the vaccine mandate that's coming. And parents need to realize that this is coming next. If you don't start to push back now and support your children and advocate on their behalf, we're going to be fighting a much harder fight when SB866 and SB871 that are in the works they come to fruition and our kids are mandated to take a shot in order to go to school.
Yeah. And, you know, in all fairness, we should mention that there are some districts that are, in fact, already in communication with the state, letting them know that we have initiatives that will allow students and families with respect to whether or not their children should be wearing a face covering. I mean, Sierra Unified, Buckeye Union, as you know, and Poway Unified,
Poway Unified just yesterday, you know, praise to them. And I would say that is what we should be seeing more of now, is districts stepping in as the lesser magistrate with the authority they have over our children to stand in the gap and say, we're not doing it anymore. We are going to give freedom of choice to our students and to our staff, and we are no longer going to be in blind compliance to the state. That's what we need to see across the board in California.
Well, Brittany, the website to go to for people and families who want more information, is it campsite.bio/rooted wings? Is that the website?
That's right. Yeah. And another easy way to find us is rooted.wings on Instagram. You have to type the whole thing in because I'm completely shadow banned. But it is such a wealth of resource. We have Let Them Breathe student rights letter up there for you to read as well. It's a crash course of education. And then, like I said, very practical ways for parents to print out letters and walk them into their schools.
Brittany Mayer, founder of Rooted Wings. Thank you so much for making the time this Saturday morning. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Thank you, Liz.